Welcome to a special edition of VNN. I'm reporter Emma Sjostrom, and today we will be diving into a hot topic around the Pelican Rapids area, tomorrow's bond referendum. Pelican Rapids is a sleepy community of around 2,000 people. Pelican Rapids is also a community divided. At stake is a renovated school which would cost the community $21.9 million. The reason for it is that the original school was built in 1928 and has been added on to 5 different times, modifying and adapting the existing building, with the newest addition taking place over a quarter of a century ago, and the building is showing its age. Housing 11 different levels, portions of which are not handicap accessible or up to codes, and there are portions of the building which are actually condemned.
Back in 2005, the school district tried to replace this facility with a new one, and in that time, before that, they did a study, and it was brought a lot of things to light that we have what's called deferred maintenance, we have accessibility issues, we have parking issues. So at that time, they were looking at a new facility at another location. That plan failed in 2005, and from that, those issues that we had then still exist today.
As many of the community of Pelican Rapids know, the school district attempted a repair bond last March of $18.5 million and was defeated by a 61 to 39% vote.
We're at a very pivotal point that we, like for an example, our roofs are 25 plus years old and the life expectancy is 20. So we've already stretched another 5. We don't really have another 5 to get out of those, and we're going to be at a real pivotal point. And it's not just roofs, because everything, when it gets to the point that it really needs to be replaced and major renovations, we will be at the point, if this doesn't go in the next short term, that we're going to really have to be looking at a new facility. And then for all of us that pay taxes, that's a lot more money.
One of the reasons the last vote was defeated was because the community wasn't clearly informed. The other was this man, Paul Dorr. Hired by the PR Care, a group known as Pelican Rapids Citizens Acting for Responsible Education, Mr. Dorr was once called by a school superintendent in Spencer, Iowa, as a kiss of death for bond issues. In an interview with Robin Hubner, Mr. Dorr didn't hesitate to point out how many of those bond referendums and operating levies he's defeated. He claimed, "I have an 82% success rate for my clients." And to date, he's run around 80 of those campaigns. He was instrumental in the bond being defeated last March. And Pelican Rapids is in his radar again. A quick search of Mr. Dorr's name on Google pops up many unflattering links about his methods and practices. The very first article is a how-to on his campaign strategies and how he leaves communities divided. Mr. Dorr did not return our inquiries for a quote or interview. On the vote no side of the coin, PR Care has stated in one of their flyers mailed out to the community that they would see the justification of $6 million to fix our problems with the school. PR Care was the group that hired Mr. Dorr. They also did not return our inquiries. Members of the Yes Committee see the potential of the renovations.
I will be voting yes because there are just so many issues facing this school that have been kind of ignored for far too long. Main entrance, our loading dock, all that stuff is off of narrow Highway 59. With this bond passing, it would give us a safe, secure entrance with a drop-off off of 59, moving the loading dock areas so there's no trucks and different things like that. That all gets moved to the back side of the building.
I'm going to vote yes. I think it's important for our community to support the school and keep it maintained and upgraded so that we can have a good facility for the next 20, 30 years or longer. Well, I think about 8 years ago, we went to the public to ask for a new high school. It was voted down by quite a large margin. Most of the people said, well, you need to fix up what you have because you've got some nice parts to the building, and what do they want to see in the school? And they came up with the idea that we need to remodel what we have and address the needs of the fine arts and space for for a gymnasium where we don't have enough practice facilities for the different programs we have, and locker rooms, science labs, classes, and of course the roof and all these other things that we need to maintain. We don't get enough money in our regular budget to cover that. It's really expensive.
Both Perrin and Ballard are on the Yes Committee and pointed out that this process was driven by a community task force. They saw the renovations as a way to bring people and business into the community, as well as making it a more usable space for the kids. While it would be easy to say that this is just a black and white issue, vote yes or vote no, there are many in the community that are stuck in the gray.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to vote no. My mom passed away. She owned a commercial property, and the taxes on it, if they go up, I won't be able to afford the taxes on a business that's no longer open. It's going to affect me more because it's a commercial business, downtown Pelican. It's not a residential property, so the taxes are significantly higher, and especially since the business is no longer open, there's no income to it. So, I mean, if the school would just keep it to the auditorium, the windows, just the basic stuff for now, it would be something I could consider because I could maybe afford it better. But right now it's something I just can't afford.
With the bond vote approaching, many in the community will be deciding the fate of many rooms in the school, like the auditorium I'm standing in.
And I don't want anybody to vote yes or no without knowing the facts. Don't vote no just because you always vote no, and don't really vote yes because you always vote yes. I want you to be informed and educated. Come and take a tour, and then if you make up your mind that way, that's what I want.
The important thing to remember is that the democratic process requires voters to be informed with true facts. Look at the data and consider the sources before making your decision. But in the end, the sleepy community of Pelican Rapids will have to come together once again, regardless of the outcome.